and you can get 3 different variants of crossing. This is a normal crossing.
It's got to be more of a lift.
If this carried on into the check rail, then you get what's known as a parallel wing crossing, because the wing is now parallel.
Yeah.
So you have a parallel wing right, parallel wing left, both parallel wings. If you ever see a chair that looks like a check chair, but it's got PW on it, it's a parallel wing chair. Because on a normal check rail, the check rail's vertical and the running rail's inclined. But because that used to be a running rail, it's also inclined. The parallel wing, the check rail's inclined as well. It's very similar to a set of switches. If you know what the numbers and letters mean, you can tell what all the bits are. So on a crossing, the number tells you the angle. You can see that's everything's got an 8 on it. It's the 1 in 8 crossing. The nose is always called the A position, and it goes backwards B, C. See that's an 8, C. And you go the other way, you go X, Y, Z. So you've got an 8X, an 8Y. And then all the blocks tell you what they are as well. So if you look, that's an 8N, 8 nose. Then you've got an 8A, so that's the A position. X crossing right hand side, left hand side. An 8 wing, number 1 on the right. And if you had another set of blocks, it would be a number 2 on the right and so on. Again, everything on the crossing tells you what it is and what you're doing. Again, if you go out to site and you're scoping something up, you can actually tell a lot about what's on the track from what's written on the chairs.
This is all, that's all part of the same chair.
That's all one huge honking great big casting. Yep. And they're really fun to put together because imagine that's a solid thing. You've got to slide these in and then put the bolts through. And you can build the wings in the other way, and then there's more bolts that go through. So if you've ever got to change, you know, if that breaks, you've got to change it, you've got to split the whole blooming thing to pieces.
How long did it take to put it together?
Yeah, it would be ridiculous.
If it's all brand new, you'll probably put one together in about an hour and a half, something like that. In a factory, it's easy because it's all manufactured. You've got one that's been sat in the field for ages. I mean, if you look at this one, you can see there's a little bit of a gap between these 2 rails. What you quite often get, the rust builds up in there, and you get oxide jacking, it actually pushes the things apart. And you can find when you start taking things to pieces, it's an absolute nightmare, because you've got rust and crap and you know. We also have some special screws, so they crossing. You can see that you've got a built-up chair, so it's bigger than these ones. You always get long screws on the crossing. Give you the extra.
It is international innuendo, though, by the way.
And that's crossings.
Right, so what's the plan of